Thank you.
That's why I'd be like, well, let me hit Stephen, Jamal, and the NSAs. Until we're able to get it going. Oh, that would be horrible. We've been having a lot of like issues, like even like this, I can't even get YouTube to load.
It's crazy. Yeah, there's a fire right there with no guys. There's a fire there. So it's a little more over here. Oh, yeah, because I don't like it. About an hour. Yeah, they got it all blocked off. What time you get at 6? Yeah. Crazy. If Trump gets in the office, then no taxes.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. No taxes on the tea, no taxes on the tips. So, but you guys be calling out, volunteering for.
Yeah, things be under today.
Hello, can you see me? Brandon? Is Jessica the other interpreter?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Turn off the neck. Am I clicking around still?
I go into participants. It's gonna be weird, so he just the Mac there. Yeah.
It's now 5:30, and I just want to say good evening to everyone who's attending. My name is Frank Ibarra, and this is our regular board meeting for the Cone Joint Unified School District for the month of September 19th, 2024. And I'd like to open it by call to order, and if we can have roll call, please. Joanne.
Mrs. Haro? Here. Mr. Flores?
Here.
Ms. Doreen Ojeda?
Here.
Mr. Fuentes?
Here.
Mrs. Flores? Here. Mr. Ibarra?
Present. Thank you, Joanne. And at this time, I'd like to announce that we do have an interpreter available. Ms. Velador is available for any Spanish-speaking persons.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Ada Velador y seré la intérprete esta noche y estoy ubicada en la entrada de la sala. Gracias.
Thank you very much. And with that, I'd like to ask everyone to please rise so we could salute the flag. And I'd like to ask Dr. Peterson to lead us in the flag salute, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Tina. With that, we will move into item 1.3, which is the adoption of the September 19th, 2024 agenda. And we will also ask for a motion for the amendments, which include the addition of 7 classified coaches, head frosh soft football boys, head junior varsity basketball boys, head varsity competition cheer co-ed 3, track assistant coach co-ed, wrestling assistant coach co-ed, with addition of 2 volunteer coaches, band co-ed, football boys, and an additional addition of 6 general volunteers. With that, I would entertain a motion for approval, please.
I'll move.
Thank you, Israel. And a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Okay, we do have a motion by Israel Fuentes and second by Dan Flores to adopt the agenda as recommended. Any questions, comments, concerns? If not, all those in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? At this time, we have a 6-0 vote with Bernice absent, Bernice Sandoval. Okay. With that, let's move on into our school showcase, which is Bloomington High School, and Principal Roman.
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of our audience. It's with great pride and pleasure that I introduce our ASB officers today to present Bloomington High School: Alexandra Gonzalez, Sophia Pacheco, and Nevea Marquez. Thank you.
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, members of the school board, Superintendent Miranda, and members of the audience. My name is Alexandra Gonzalez, and I am a student leader in my final year at Bloomington High School. Sophia Pacheco and Nevea Marquez are joining me this evening to shine the spotlight on our Bruin family. We work hard at BHS to provide many inclusive, caring, and exciting activities and events. Tonight, we will share some highlights from the past few months. We are always honored to be here to share information about our academics, athletics, and activities in Bruin Country. I'd like to begin with the academics portion of our presentation. This summer, some of our ASB members attended Student Leadership Camp. The California Activities Directors Association, or CATA, hosts an annual summer camp at UC Santa Barbara for student leaders. This year, we were able to attend for the first time since the pandemic lockdown. There are several 4-day sessions held each summer for student leaders to develop their skills, prepare for the school year. 6 student leaders attended this summer, where they worked in different councils assigned by the camp planning board. In these councils, they organized a talent show, spirit rally, staff recognition, and a camp-wide relay race. They also heard from 3 motivational speakers, networked with students from around the state, and attended informational swap sessions and workshops that address personal leadership development and activity planning. On July 26th, we had freshman orientation, and it was a success. A few days prior, ASB and Link Crew had leadership training days to prepare for this and other freshman activities. On July 31st, our staff faculty attended the CJUSD Swing for Success presentation and Welcome Back breakfast. As you can see, we fully embraced the theme for this school year. The first week of August, students took the NWEA MAPS test. Our completion rate was 97.23%. Staff is currently looking at the data from this first test administration to shape their instruction. We are especially proud that our administration hosted an expectation assembly for each grade on August 12th, so all Bruins are aware of many ways they could swing for success. We're also swinging for success by having a 95 attendance rate or higher. To be successful in anything, you must also be present. We are so close to meeting that goal with our current rate being 94.37%. Each week, Ms. Roman shares the current breakdown by grade during our morning announcements. Good job, Bruins. We then had our back to school night. There were amazing performances from our folklorico club, cheer, and band. There was an ice cream truck, snow cones, and many booths hosted by our clubs and academic programs. Our NJROTC program recently had their orientation along with other schools at Santa Ana High School. The cadets learned how to read a map and how to estimate distances. The cadets learned new skills and networked with other schools. Link Crew is continuing their tradition of freshman follow-ups where they get an older sibling or upperclassman, as we know them, to help them through their freshman year. The freshman follow-up is conducted on a Wednesday once a month and is always begins with an icebreaker. Updates on events, grade check-in, and checking in on every student. They continue this tradition because it has increased the involvement and success within freshmen. Thank you for allowing me to share about BHS academics. I will now invite Sofia Pacheco to share about athletics.
Hello and good evening. I'm Sofia Pacheco, a student leader and activities captain. Today, I will be talking about our athletics at BHS. We appreciate that you are all listening to us speak and giving us this opportunity. Our fall sports for this year are cross country, football, and girls volleyball. Our cross country team has been working very hard by showing up at 6:30 a.m. for practices and doing things from long runs, speed workouts, and recovery runs to prepare. So far, they have participated in 3 races. We are also proud of all the hard work our cross-country team has put into the season so far. Around this time of the year, everyone is very excited for our Friday night lights. Every home game, our bleachers are filled with Bruins and supporters who are there to cheer on for our football boys. Football's record is currently 2 wins and 1 loss. Unfortunately, they lost their first game, but they came back and won their last 2 games against Corona and Rubido. Tomorrow, they have an away game against Citrus Hill at 7 p.m. Our home game from last week against Rupa Valley was moved to September 26 due to school being canceled. We will also be hosting our future Bruin Night. We invite you to come out to the game to support our Bruins. They've had a great start to the season and we wish them the best of luck. Last but not least, our girls volleyball team has been working very hard these past few weeks and their record is currently 4 wins and 6 losses. Many of the games they played were hard and long. They would play into their final set and in the end, they managed to win some and lose some. I would now like to acknowledge our student athletes for the month of August. They are Rodrigo Lopez, Madison Isham, Mary Jane Delgado, Esmeralda Leon, Victoria Loyo, and Miguel Ramirez. These players who were selected for this award are players who are committed and have a great attitude. Our new athletic director has been doing a great job keeping up with the traditions of giving out these awards. Thank you for letting me speak, and I will now be passing the remainder of the time to Nevaeh Marquez.
Hello, like Sophia mentioned, my name is Nevaeh Marquez, and I am a senior at BHS. I am the class and ASB treasurer and outreach team captain. I want to tell you about all the fun activities we have had at our school so far. Our freshmen are the only ones on our campus that had a fun event. Our senior year class started the year off strong by hosting their annual tradition, Senior Sunrise. This event was held on Friday, August 2nd at 5:30 a.m., and there was a great turnout of people. Some students came in their PJs to be comfy, and other students came in their school day outfit. It was nice to see everybody hanging out all together with their group of friends. Students brought blankets to sit on, and a couple students even brought homemade photo ops for everyone to take pictures with. Miniature pancakes were being sold, and little pastry items were being given out. This tradition holds a special place in the senior class's hearts every year. We do this event because it reminds us seniors that even though we all have our differences, we are all going to experience our senior year journey together. There is something magical about the simplicity of it all. Just students, their friends, and the rising sun marking the beginning of their last years together. Although for seniors, it may be bittersweet to think about the end of this chapter, it is still the beginning of the school year. We started off by hosting our week of welcome and greeted students with a variety of lunchtime activities and dress-up days. One lunchtime activity that was particularly popular was the watermelon eating contest. In addition, our lunchtime activities, our dress-up days, were a big hit this year. We had different themes for each day, with the fan favorite being Crocs versus sandals. On the first day of school, teachers and faculty greeted students from 2 different areas, the main entrance and the bus entrance. ASB created amazing balloon arches for both entrances, and faculty held up signs while cheering on students as they entered the campus. I would say Week of Welcome was a tremendous success this year, and we hope everyone enjoyed it as much as we did. Continuing the fun, on August 22nd, Student Leadership hosted the first rally of the year, and the theme was Class Color Wars. To refresh our memory, the senior class color is red, the junior class color is purple, the sophomore class color is green, and the freshman class color is orange. This year, our rally schedule looks different because we are doing 2 rallies instead of 3. This gives us more time in each rally to do more fun activities. Each grade did an amazing job at decorating their section of the gym. We all received so many compliments on how good everything looked. There were many groups performing, like our cheer, band, color guard, and even our folklorico club. Everyone did a wonderful job. We tried a new version of our class sing-along competition. This time, everyone sang the same song, and there was a decibel meter in front of each section to see who was the loudest. All of the classes felt more comfortable doing it this way because everyone was doing it together instead of putting each group on the spot. We did our class yell, and the seniors took the win during the first rally, but the freshmen brought the heat and won during the second rally. We're very proud to see how they broke out of their comfort zone. Breaking out of our comfort zone seems to be a good pattern we carry. This year, we held our club rush during lunch on Thursday, August 29th, and Friday, August 30th. We decided to do a club rush in 2 days instead of 1 because, as you know, we now have 1 lunch and wanted to give everyone a chance to see all of the clubs that sparked their interest and have the opportunity to branch out. On the first day, half of our clubs were inside of our MPR, and the other half was outside where the lunchtime area is located. On the second day, they swapped locations so that everyone had a chance to see all of the clubs regardless of where they eat lunch. A lot of the clubs got a large amount of signups for new members, and they are all very excited to welcome everyone who is interested, and they can't wait to have their first meetings. Here is a list of some of our upcoming events. We host over 200 activities each year because we believe that providing moments for our peers to create memories is very important. We are grateful for getting the opportunity to share these experiences with you all this evening. We now welcome any questions or comments you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's give her a round of applause. First of all, I just want to say all 3 of you presenters, excellent job. You all spoke very clearly, and you stuck to your topics, and very, very well done. So that's what I want to start off with. I like the idea that you brought in the theme of Cone Joint Unified School District, Swinging for Success, and that you adopted that as your theme. And I saw all the jerseys, and I'm sure everybody was pleased to be able to wear their favorite baseball jerseys that particular day. But also what impresses me, too, is the efforts that the staff, the students are making with 94.7 attendance. That is incredible. So I want to give you a round of applause for that, too. So you take this back to all your students. So before I share and ask to see if any other board members want to say anything, I just want to say thank you, each and every one of you, for your dedication, your efforts, and for representing Bloomington High School that in such a high standard, because you're the role models. I know that a couple of seniors here, and you guys are the role models for the freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. So that's going to be something that, you know, you'll be carrying all your lives. So just remember, great experience. And that's something that you also mentioned, that you brought 200 activities. So there's something for everybody. I don't care what anybody says. So that's incredible. So I just want to commend each and every one of you for doing that as well. So with that, I'd like to start off seeing if any of the board members would like to say anything. Joanne.
I agree 100% with Mr. Ibarra. It was a great presentation. I really enjoyed how you set it up with the photos, all the snapshot you had. It just gives us a total feel for the things that you've done. I, too, was impressed with 200 activities. I'm like, you guys are busy. When my grandson went there, I know he was real busy. I'm not sure they did 200. They did a lot, but it was very, very well done, each one of you, and you covered everything so well. And I wish you the very best this school year. It looks like you're bound to have a really successful year. Congratulations, and thank you for putting this wonderful presentation together. And thank you to your ASP teacher for being so wonderful as a leader for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Pat.
I just want to also thank you for your presentation. We love, I know the board, we all love when we have students come to the board meeting and tell us what they're doing in school and all the activities that you share. And it's always one of our favorite parts of the meeting because a lot of the other stuff we have to do is not so fun, but we really do enjoy having our students come. So I want to thank you for that. And I also want to thank you for all you're doing for all the other students in the school. You know, you hit on it when you said that, you know, you're helping them make their memories that they're going to have, that you have as seniors and still have to make. So thank you for that. And thank you to Ms. Wright for guiding you and helping with you. So I look forward to visiting and seeing some of the things that you're doing.
Thank you, Pat. Israel.
Thank you, Board President. Like my colleagues said, they've said it. You guys did a great job. Congratulations. I've had two daughters go through to Bloomington High School. One just graduated this year. And actually on the sunrise, she's like, Dad, they had the senior sunrise. And then my older daughter didn't get to do that because it was COVID. And so I told both my daughters today, actually, we were talking about the sunrise. And I told them both, why don't we just do one here at home? And if you guys want to call some of your friends, we'll do it for you. But congratulations, your attendance rates, wow, 94.37%, the overall. Congratulations, Ms. Yvette, Ms. Wright. Thank you, thank you. I can see that every class, the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade is at 94%, which is really good. So congratulations to everything that you do. Remember, todo se puede. Si se puede. Échenle ganas, because I know you ladies will be successful. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Muy bien, señor. Okay, any other board members? Okay, I have one more thing. You guys are so serious up there. I want to get you guys to smile. So this is what I'd like to ask you to do. First of all, I'd like for you to come and shake everybody's hand because we're so proud of what you've done here today and what you're doing on a daily basis. Second, I'd like for you to come up here behind and so we could take a picture and with the board. So that this way you could have a picture and the Bloomington High School have a picture of this day so that you would always remember it, that you were here and presenting. Okay? All right. Are there any parents here? Okay, yeah, let's give her a hand too for being here. Okay, really well done. Okay, let's go ahead and move right into 3.0, which is a special presentation, Zimmerman recognition, and I'll ask Dr. Ortiz, and he's quick. I look here and you're there.
President Ibarra, members of the board, Dr. Miranda. CJUSD currently contracts with Educational Consulting Services, ECS, to help organize the district's attendance recovery program. This program gives students a chance to make up for missed instructional time due to both excused and unexcused absences. Students can catch up on homework, boost their grades, receive tutoring, while the district can reclaim ADA for their absences. I'm happy to announce that Zimmerman Elementary was the top performer in the state of California for Educational Consulting Services, which serves over 500 elementary schools in the state of California. Zimmerman Elementary had 15 sessions for the 23-24 school year. 1,400 students attended, with 1,000 students having a recoverable absence. Those recoverable absences made a net total of $43,000 and made up ADA. The team of teachers that planned and worked Zimmerman Saturday school sessions made the sessions fun and engaging with thematic learning events that take place during the Saturday sessions. For example, their upcoming Saturday school on 9/21 this Saturday is based on Hispanic Heritage Month, with activities that include making piñatas or tortillas with the students. So if you're free, come on by. Congratulations to Ms. Nunez Varias and the whole Zimmerman team. And I'd also like to thank 5th District Supervisor Joe Baca Jr. for providing certificates for the school. So congratulations, Zimmerman, Ms. Nunez.
First of all, I want to thank our school, our community, our staff for having our kids join us on Saturday. But I do want to take this time to allow our Saturday school lead, Eliza Day, and recognize or take this recognition and say a couple of words.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. So on behalf of my team, thank you so much for this incredible honor. This was made possible under the direction of our principal, Cynthia Nunez Varias. Her leadership has fostered a culture of love and support. At Zimmerman, students first is not only a motto, but it's something that we feel every day on campus. The dedication of Zimmerman staff has created an environment where students want to be. Together, we built a place where students feel loved, safe, and excited to learn, so much so that they come to school on Saturday, too. So thank you so much for this recognition, and thank you, families and community members, for trusting us with your children.
All right. And if I could please have you come and shake our hands, and we just want to just congratulate you. Okay, and before you sit down, sorry, we'd like to take a picture with you too. Yeah, we got to show that plaque off, and you have to have something that you could hang in your school.
Up here because Joanne can't.
Okay. Yes.
Well, yes, but I want to show it off first.
love that. That's a great fill in. Some are taller than others.
Can you see us now?
That's not me.
Angle from the top. Go double chip.
Okay, let's go ahead and move right along. At this point, though, before we move on, I just want to mention to Joanne Medina that Bernice Sandoval is present, and at 5:47. So let's make sure that that's logged. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, yes. He is here, Mateo.
Oh, okay.
We haven't seen him yet.
Okay, let's move into item 3.2. This is Cone High School swarm recognition. And I'd like to ask our principal from Cone High School, Mr. Abbott, to the podium, please. Yes. Now, as everybody's getting to place, several of our board members who had the pleasure of participating in the swarm, and thanks to this wonderful group that's moving up into place right here, we were able to start some of our athletes. And I got the opportunity to start the junior class cross country. Got to blow the horn as they were able to run. So please.
Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, members of cabinet, community, colleagues, and of course our students. I'm proud here to recognize our amazing cross-country coaches. And I can't say it any better than our athletic director, Mike Ray, who will be able to speak on their behalf. And I also would like to thank Supervisor Baca for his recognition of the work and effort that our coaches put in as well. And so for everyone, I'd like to introduce our athletic director, Mr. Mike Ray.
Thank you for inviting me here today. All the applause can be generated to these people over here next to me. They're the real stars of the show. And athletics is an interesting subject. So many people focus on very, very strict and rigid things like scoreboards, wins-loss records. But the thing that I've really always focused on is people. People make things happen. The three people here behind us, or behind me, make this happen. This is the 55th annual Colton Swarm that was run, having 25 plus schools, hundreds of athletes participate. The countless number of hours that these three people put in behind us, their dedication, their passion, their concern for the athletes, for not only their own team, but of the athletes that were visiting us, was second to none. Top-notch care and concern. I'm unbelievably proud of what they've done and the showcase that they put for not only Colton High School, but for the district itself. As the event was winding down, listening to the positive comments from visitors and the excitement level of the athletes that participated into it, it's all generated by the hard work and dedication of the three people that are behind us. So if I could get Coach Cisneros to stand up, our head cross-country coach. And then I have also accompanying him, we have Coach Phelps, and we have Coach Bocanegra. The thing that I'm really the most proud about, on top of how great of people they are, and if you get an opportunity to speak with them outside of maybe such a formal setting, you'll really connect to just how grounded, mature they are. And all of them are alumni. I mean, what a gift. To give back to your own community is just something near and dear to me. And I know it means so much to the community members, the board, all executive cabinet, everybody here. These are unbelievably superstar people. And interestingly enough, I know they're being honored for their execution, they were still coaching at that same time. So imagine all the other sacrifices that they're making to continue to give quality service to their own individual student athletes, but still provide such quality care of all the visitors. So I'm over the moon with excitement to bring them up to present them to you. So thank you so much for allowing us to come in this honor, and I'd like to bring them up.
Thank you, board members, executive cabinet, and our friends in the audience. It's great to be here. We're extremely proud to work at Colton High School and with our athletes. We're all products of the Colton District and of Colton High. It's how we met, running at Colton High. So we're very proud to be back and giving back to our community. We have a great group of 32 kids on the Colton cross country team, which is quite large for Colton High School. So we're very proud of that. So thank you for this honor. Thank you to the board members who attended and to the entire district for continuing to support our event. Thank you.
First of all, I just want to start off by saying you guys did a wonderful job. And not only did you do a wonderful job this year, but the prior years before that. You know, one of the things that when I first met Mateo, he was a high school student, and he was actually still involved with the Swarm. And he was still organizing, leading, as most of us know, his background, and being a great student leader and now community leader, as he is, along with the two other wonderful coaches that he has that I got to know. The work that goes into what you've done for all those different teams, incredible. Because I did also had an opportunity to hear a lot of great positive feedback, people from the stands, athletes who were just itching to get out and run against somebody else other than their own teammates. And one of the things that we do at Colton High School and through the Swarm, we offer those invitational opportunities for all these students. And they look forward to it. It's grown and it's now becoming a major invitational that goes on in the Southern California area. And that's a lot contributed to these three coaches here. So, you know, just want to say thank you. Can't say thank you enough. And on behalf of the Colton Joint Unified School District, Board of Education, and everyone. So at this time, are any other board members? Pat, please.
I just really want to thank you again for the invite. It was hot. It was very hot, and seeing those kids, that was the only thing I think of that anybody was going to pass out, but luckily they didn't. I just want to reiterate, I mentioned this at the last board meeting, 23 schools, 600 athletes, and the big thing, 85 Colton High School volunteers, and as well as the alumni who came out and helped. It's a tremendous event. It says a lot about Colton High School, that it continues all these years later. And I just want to thank you for all you do for, you know, carrying that torch of past people who have run it before, and you keep it going. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Pat. Israel.
Thank you, Board President. The same thing. I'm going to ditto what they said, so we won't be here all day. But thank you very much for what you do for our community. And if many don't know, Mateo's also the one who brought the Wellness Center to Colton High School. Yes. So he's the one who initiated the Wellness Center and the wellness rooms now that we have all through our district and our high schools. So I want to thank Mateo. Thank you very much for doing that also and for being who you are. Ladies also, because you are doing amazing things, coming back to your own district to do what you're doing today. So congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Israel. Any other board members? Joanne.
I wasn't able to attend the Swarm, but I heard wonderful things about it. My comments tonight are about the outcome, not just of that day, but the number of lives you touched by what you've done and all the work you put in. Not just the students from Colton, but all across the area that came. People will remember that, and it may be a memory that they'll have when they're old, just how much fun it was. But every experience you have adds to who you are as a person. When you have an experience like that, some of these people may have probably never been involved in something that large, and it makes them feel so much better and for their self-esteem. So I just appreciate all that you've done. I too remember when you were here as a student, and what I've wondered all the time is, how does Mateo get everything done and still be such a wonderful student, high-achieving student? But obviously, it's in your genes and it's your passion. And I don't know you two young ladies, but I'm just so grateful that we have people like you, and I salute you for all the work you donate towards a very wonderful cause. And I wish you the very best this school year and all your other endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joanne. And with that, we just wanted to make sure that you were recognized, that you understood that we as a district appreciate the efforts and the hard work and the dedication that you put into not only the swarm, but for each and every one of the students that you serve. So we just want to say thank you. And if you could please, let's come around and just shake hands, and then we'd like to take a picture. So once again, thank you, Mr. Abbott, and Athletic Director Ray. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go ahead and move right into a public hearing. And let's start off with item 4.1, which is a resolution. And let me go ahead and open the public hearing before I get started. Close the open session. Open the public hearing. 4.1, resolution number 2524, certification of compliance regarding sufficiency of instructional materials for the 2024-2025 Williams settlement. I hit the gavel. I opened the public hearing. Is there any comments related to the public hearing? If not, usually I don't have too many people rushing to the podium here. Then I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing and close item 4.1. Item 4.2, I'll go ahead and open this particular public meeting, which is the proposed formation of the Community Facilities District number 2024-1, the proposed levy of special taxes of Community Facility District number 2024-1, and incurring bonded indebtedness within the Community Facilities District Number 2024-1. Is there any public comments relating to this issue? Okay, not seeing any. I'll go ahead and close that particular public hearing. Now let's move right into our third public hearing, which is item 4.1, proposed formation of the Community Facilities District Number 2024-2. The proposed levy of special taxes of Community Facilities District Number 2024-2 and incurring bond indebtedness within the Community Facilities District Number 2024-2. Is there any public comments? Not hearing any, I will go ahead and close that public hearing of 4.3. We go into 5.0, which is public comments. Board bylaws 9323 states that individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 15 minutes. With board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentations, depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. The president may take a poll of speakers for or against the particular issue and may ask that additional persons speak only if they have something new to add. Okay, first person in order, Lisa Villa.
I feel like dead man walking right there. Good evening. My name is Lisa Villa, and I reside in Colton. I apologize for not attending the last school board meeting. I'm sure you all missed me. But I was too heartbroken that week because I had to unwillingly retire, as you know. But I could no longer take the constant harassment and unfair treatment that you allowed under your watch. My dignity and self-respect matters. You, the school board, have been publicly told of this endless harassment. Does it not bother you that one of your employees had to retire in order to eliminate the harassment? How do you sleep at night? I am no longer an employee of this district, and I will be even more vocal and transparent. No one should have to go through what I went through, or my family. You are a board who does not listen. The fact that I don't work here no longer will let me be able to be even more transparent and give all the public all the 35 years of facts, inconsistencies, shortcomings, and unsafe situations that exist on the campuses. One recent fact, even though there was an unhealthy air quality due to the line fire last week, you still require staff and students to attend in those conditions. What made it even more insulting for me was that my former security coworkers were given masks that were not sufficient with the dangerous air quality that existed on that day. I'm going to show you the difference between an N95 mask and a regular mask. These are two different types of masks. It matters. Your security manager should know the difference. We are not prepared for an emergency at any level. I have said this several times. The line fire was just another moment in time that, once again, that we were not ready for an emergency. N95 masks should be on site at every school. We should not be shooting from the hip and playing it by ear. I look forward to be even more involved with the district to make things better. You are going to see me even more than you've ever seen before. Have a good night.
Okay, thank you. Charles Williams III.
Good evening, Colton Joint Board. I am Charles Williams. This is my wife, Katina Williams. We are writing this letter to inform you of an incident involving our daughter, who is a student at Sycamore Hills Elementary, and her third grade teacher, Heather Rose. On Thursday, August 1st, which is the first day of school, Ms. Rose was greeting students as parents stood outside the classroom. Our daughter and another student that is also African American were standing next to each other, and Ms. Rose looked at them both and said, "I always have a hard time telling you guys apart." She proceeds to ask them their names, then looks out to all the parents standing there and says, "I had the same problem with 2 other students last year, and I could not tell them apart," and laughed. She then looked back at these 2 wide-eyed, beautiful young ladies and said, "See, I forgot your names again. Please tell me again." Miss Rose later in the day made another inappropriate statement to our daughter that she and the same student look alike, as she mixed them up again. Our daughter shared this with us when she returned home from her first day, with disappointment in her tone and face. We decided to send Miss Rose an email that evening to share our concerns with how she handled the situation. Expecting regret and a mere apology in return from her, we received neither. Her response had a dismissive tone, and an apology was not issued, which brings us here today. It saddened us that on our first meeting, she was so very insensitive to our child, as well as the other students' individuality, and found it humorous. Our hearts broke as we saw the excitement and joy of our child's first day dissipate from her eyes. Our first thought was our daughter isn't safe here with the blatant microaggressions such as this. We feel very troubled about the interaction, and unfortunately, we cannot spare our child the harsh reality of the disregard she may face in life, especially at a young age. But we hope another child would not have to face this, especially since it was shared. She did the same thing the previous year. We also do not want our daughter subjected to retaliatory behavior as a result of this meeting. And we would like to be reassured that this will not happen. It took courage for us to come here today, and our motivation on coming before the board is not to create discord or tension with Ms. Rose, but to help Ms. Rose, Sycamore Hills Elementary, and Colton Joint Unified School District as a whole foster campuses where children feel valued enough that their teachers care enough not to stand in their faces and laugh about making them think they do not matter. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Mr. Williams, Mrs. Williams, thank you for sharing unfortunate incident that occurred. At this point in time, because when we have public comment, we usually don't respond, but as president, I'll take the latitude. What I'd like to do is refer you to our superintendent, because I have a lot of other questions. I want to find out a little bit more of what occurred, and I know with 3 minutes, you're not able to really share a whole lot. So what I'd like to do is have our superintendent reach out to both of you so that we can start taking a look at the incident and, of course, make sure that that doesn't happen again. Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
I have your information. My office will reach out and we'll set up a meeting.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Okay. Joanne, any other cards? Thank you. Okay. All right. And that concludes public comment for today. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our action items. We're looking at 6.1 through 6.39. Okay. And at this time, is there any items that anyone here would like to pull for separate consideration?
Board President, I'd like to pull item 6.27 for separate consideration.
6.27. Got it. Okay. Okay. Not hearing any others. Okay. So at this time, we'll go ahead and accept a motion for item 6.1 through 6.39 with the exception of 6.27. I will entertain a motion for that at this time.
I'll move.
Okay, thank you, Israel. Thank you, Pat. Okay. So on a motion by Israel Fuentes and second by Pat Harrow, this is to approve action items 6.1 through 6.39 with the exception of 6.27. Any questions, comments, or concerns relative to this? Okay, with that, all those in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? Okay, 7-0. On a motion by Board Member Israel Fuentes and second by Board Member Pat Harrow, and approved the action items 6.1 through 6.39 with the exception of 6.27 on a 7-0 vote. Thank you. Okay, let's take a look at 6.27, which states this adoption of resolution number 2520-25, authorizing the participation of zero-emission school bus and infrastructure incentives project. This is something good. I'll make the motion. Okay. Okay, so I have a motion by Pat Harrow and second by Israel Fuentes. And we do have we have a comment? Yes, please.
And yes, this is a positive thing, so let me go ahead and start with that. This item, of course, is an opportunity for us to receive grant funding to help purchase electric buses, EV buses for the district. So first of all, congratulations and thank you to the staff for being successful. I understand this was an initial application. We were successful and then invited to the next round of applications for up to $4 million, it looks like, in funding potentially available for us. So it's a wonderful thing. I'll note that Colton Joint Unified School District has always been at the forefront of alternative energy for our buses. We were one of the first districts in the Inland Empire to go with CNG way back when, and we were very successful in switching most of our fleet over to CNG at the time, which has saved us a lot of money and, of course, is much more friendly to the environment than traditional gas and diesel. We're now at a point where the next evolution is here, and we're seeing a lot more by way of electric technology and EV, which is great. It did, however, prompt me to think a little bit about our fleet, and I had a few questions that I wanted to share, not expecting, of course, answers here on the fly, but to start a conversation so we can learn a little bit more about our fleet and where we're headed. Again, I'm proud of the fact that we are a district that has in-house transportation services. Other districts at times have chosen to outsource that. We have kept it in-house, and I think we're better for it. We have better service, better response, and we can work with our employees. A simple question, though, came up, and first of all, I was curious if you could share with us in board correspondence a little bit about our fleet. Where are we right now with the mix of vehicles in our fleet, the buses, I should say? What percentage are CNG? I know we have a couple, one or two electric buses that we're currently piloting. I don't know if we have any gas or diesel buses. I know we have a variety of buses. Some are geared more towards our special education population, so they're specialized. So I'd be interested to know a little bit about the mix of our fleet right now. I don't know if you have some.
Yes, in fact, our consultants that were here the last couple of years, they did an assessment of our fleet last spring. So I will forward that over to the board. It breaks down every bus we have, the age of all of them, graphs, percentage routes for special ed, general ed, and the recommended replacement. So it's fully
excellent
analysis of the entire fleet.
That's excellent. We would appreciate that. That'd be great. And then it prompted another question that came up, and this is due in large part to the extreme weather that we've experienced certainly this year, and it seems to be more the norm, is how many of our buses are air conditioned?
And I do not know. We're currently looking into the cost to retrofit them for buses. It's roughly around $10,000 to $20,000 per bus, depending on size and age of that bus.
Okay, and that's actually great to hear. I was doing a little bit of research. I noted a couple of articles. Desert Sands Unified, for example, there was a lot of work done out in the desert, as you can imagine, with the temperatures being well over 100 degrees. I've been on the bus on a couple of field trips in the last couple of years. Certainly the ones I was on were not air conditioned. And I'm, of course, not just thinking about our students, but I'm thinking about our drivers who are on these buses for hours and hours on end. And you can imagine 101, 105, 110 degrees being on one of these buses for hours as you're driving students around. So it's not just a matter of comfort and safety for our students, but for our staff. So would love to, if you could include in the feedback and the analysis what it would look like to retrofit, and then also whether or not the policy is moving forward to look at only purchasing buses that have air conditioning, or at least particularly on those that are going to have routes where we know students will be on the bus for 30, 40 minutes, that they have air
All the
conditioning.
EV buses now come with air conditioning. I had the opportunity to test pilot one at my last place of employment. Once the air goes on, though, it decreases the range,
Right.
and once then put kids on the buses. So they set them at like 300 miles, but then once air and kids get, it's like 100 miles per range in that. But we'll get you all that information.
Right. No, I appreciate that, and I know that our drivers are fantastic. They do a lot. But I just thought, you know, the first thing we do when we jump in our cars is flip on the AC. So you can imagine driving one of those buses full of kids without air conditioning. So and it probably doesn't smell too good either, especially if you're driving back from the football game or something. So, but thank you for that. I would appreciate that. And then obviously maybe a future conversation about how we'll look at not only this opportunity, but what the plan is moving forward to make good decisions. Because as you noted, the EV buses are great, but for certain long routes or going through Ritchie Canyon, for example, it may not be an ideal form of power. So we're going to look at continuing with CNG or other types of.
Well, in fact, CNG buses are no longer to be sold in California.
Yeah. So we have to look at alternatives.
Yeah, and we got a
we've got to
couple
figure
new
something
ones
out.
last year. One of the last in to get some of the last few CNG buses, but the law has changed on that.
Okay. Well, that would be helpful to know too what our options are. So that's it, Board President. Appreciate it. Just wanted to ask those questions, and then of course, you know, support the motion. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I don't know if any of you were like me. I was on buses also, and couldn't get the window down, but when it hit a bump, the window went down. Got my air conditioned. So that's as far as I go back. So some of you might be able to relate, maybe one or two of you. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the item 6.27. We have a motion by Pat Harrow and second by Israel Fuentes to approve action item 6.27. If there's no other questions, all those in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? 7-0, that item passes. Joanne. All right. Okay. 7.0, CFD number 2024-1. Item 7.1 is the adoption of resolution number 25-14 of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District, determining the validity of prior proceedings, establishing Community Facility District number 2024-1 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, authorizing the levy of special taxes within the Community's Facility District number 2024-1, establishing an appropriations limited, making certain findings, calling for an election, and taking related action. The board will now take action on agenda item number 7.1, adoption of the resolution entitled Resolution of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District determining the validity of prior proceedings, establishing Community Facility District number 2024-1 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, authorizing the levy of special taxes within Community Facility District number 2024-1, establishing an appropriations limited, making certain findings, calling for an election, and taking related action. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll move.
Okay, thank you, Israel. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Dan. I have a motion by Board Member Israel Fuentes and second by Board Member Dan Flores to approve the resolution. All those in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? Okay. So on a motion by Israel Fuentes, second by Dan Flores, and carried on a 7-0 vote. The board approved the resolution as presented. Item 7.2, adoption of the resolution number 25-15 of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District, acting as the legislative body of the Community Facilities District number 2024-1 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, determining the necessity to incur bonded indebtedness in an amount not to exceed $7 million within the Community Facility District number 2024-1 of the Cone Joint Unified School District. The board will now proceed with its agenda acting as the legislative body of the CFD number 2024-1. The board will now take action on agenda item 2.7, adoption of resolution number 25-15 of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District, acting as the legislative body of the Community Facility District number 2024-1 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, determining the necessity to incur bonded indebtedness in the amount not to exceed $7 million within the Community Facility District number 2024-1 of the Cone Joint Unified School District. Is there a motion to approve this resolution? Okay, thank you, Israel. And a second, please. Okay, thank you, Bernice. I have a motion by Board Member Israel Fuentes and second by Board Member Bernice Sandoval to approve the resolution. All those in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? Okay. On a motion by Israel Fuentes and second by Bernice Sandoval and carried on a 7-0 vote, the board approved the resolution as presented. Item 7.3, special tax and bond election. Conduct special tax and bond election and receive results for election for CFD number 2024-1. For agenda item number 7.3, pursuant to the resolution of formation, the Assistant Superintendent of Business Services or designee is the election official for the combined special tax and bond election of the Community Facility District number 2024-1 of the Colton Joint Unified School District. Mr. Fromm, have you received the waivers from the landowners that are necessary to conduct the combined special tax and bond election within CFD number 2024-1 at this time?
We received the written waivers from the landowners within the proposed CFD permitting the election to be held at this time, and the waivers were duly approved and signed.
Does the election official concur in the request to hold the election in less than 125 days after the adoption of the resolution of formation for CFD number 2024-1?
Yes.
Agenda item number 7.3, conduct special tax and bond election and receive results for election of CFD number 2024-1. Has the election official received the ballot from the qualified voters within the CFD? And if so, please declare the results of the election.
Yes. Members of the board, the special election called for CFD number 2024-1 on the combined special tax and bond election have been conducted. The results of the election are as follows. I received 1 ballot with 13 votes in favor and 0 votes opposed.
Based on the votes on the ballot, Proposition 2024-1B, 2024-1-C, and 2024-1-D have passed. The certification of election results will be attached to the resolution canvassing election results, which is presented for your consideration. Item 7.4, which is the adoption of resolution number 25-16 of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District, acting as the legislative body of the Community Facility District number 2024-1, canvassing the results of the election held within the Community Facility District number 2024-1 of the Cone Joint Unified School District. The board will now take action on agenda item 7.4, adoption of the resolution entitled Resolution of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District, acting as the legislative body of the Community Facility District number 2024-1, canvassing the results of the election held within the Community Facility District number 2024-1 of the Colton Joint Unified School District. Is there a motion to approve the resolution? Okay. Okay, thank you, Israel. Thank you, Pat. I have a motion by Board Member Israel Fuentes and second by Board Member Pat Harrell to approve the resolution. All those in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? 7-0. So on a motion by Israel Fuentes, second by Board Member Pat Harrell, and carried on a 7-0 vote, the board approved the resolution as presented. Item 7.5, conduct the first reading of the ordinance entitled Ordinance of the Community Facility District number 2024-1 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, authorizing the levy of special tax within the Community Facility District number 2024-1. For agenda item number 7.5, first reading of the ordinance entitled Ordinance of the Community Facility District number 2024-1 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, authorizing the levy of a special tax within the Community Facility District number 2024-1. Do I have a motion to present the first reading of the ordinance by title only? Okay. Okay. So I have a motion by Board Member Bertha Flores and second by Board Member Pat Hotto to read the first reading of the ordinance by title only.
The title of ordinance reads as follows. Ordinance of Community Facilities.
Okay, hold on a second.
Oh,
hold on
sorry,
a second.
my bad.
Okay, let's vote first.
Oh, yeah, that's right. My bad.
Okay. So all those in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
And any opposition? Any abstention? Not hearing any? Okay, so on a motion by Board Member Bertha Flores and second by Pat Harrow, and carried on a 7-0 vote, the board voted to read the first reading of the ordinance by title only. Now.
The title of the ordinance reads as follows. Ordinance of Community Facilities District Number 2024-1 of the Colton Joint Unified School District, authorizing the levy of special tax within Community Facilities District Number 2024-1.
Copies of the proposed ordinance are available at the district's business office for public inspection. Members of the public may also request a copy of the proposed ordinance by emailing facilities@cjusd.net. It is expected that the ordinance will be formally adopted during the October 3rd, 2024 meeting. The matter related to the CFD number 2024-1 are complete for the evening. The board will no longer be acting as a legislative body of the CFD number 2024-1 for the remaining items of the agenda. The board will now be acting as the Board of Education of the district. Thank you. Okay. Items 8.1, adoption of resolution number 2518 of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District determining the validity of prior proceedings, establishing the Community Facility District number 2024-2 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, authorizing the levy of special taxes within the Community Facility District number 2024-2, establishing an appropriation limit, making certain findings, calling for an election, and taking related action. The board will now take action on items number 8.1. Adoption of the resolution entitled Resolution of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District determining the validity of the prior proceedings, establishing Community Facility District number 2024-2 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, authorizing the levy of special taxes within the Community Facility District number 2024-2, establishing an appropriations limit, making certain findings, calling an election, and taking related action. Is there a motion to approve this resolution? Okay, thank you, Joanne.
I'll second.
Thank you, Israel. So I have a motion by Board Member Joanne Thorin Ojeda and second by Board Member Israel Fuentes to approve the resolution. All those in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Okay. So on motion by Board Member Joanne Thorin Ojeda and seconded by Board Member Israel Fuentes and carried on a 7-0 vote, the board approved the resolution as presented. Item 8.2, adoption of resolution number 25-19 of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District, acting as the legislative body of the Community Facility District number 2024-2 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, determining the necessity to incur bonded indebtedness in the amount not to exceed $7 million within the Community Facility District number 2024-2 of the Cone Joint Unified School District. The board will now proceed with its agenda acting as the legislative body of the CFD number 2024-2. The board will now take action on the agenda item 8.2, adoption of the resolution number 25-19 of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District, acting as the legislative body of the Community Facility District number 2024-2 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, determining the necessity to incur bonded indebtedness in the amount not to exceed $7 million within Community Facility District number 2024-2 of the Cone Joint Unified School District. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll move.
I have a motion by Board Member Iswell Fuentes and second by Board Member Bertha Flores to approve the resolution. All those in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? So on a motion by Board Member Iswell Fuentes, second by Bertha Flores, and carried on a 7-0 vote, the board approved the resolution as presented. 8.3. Special tax and bond election. Conduct special tax and bond elections and receive results for election for CFD number 2024-2. For agenda item 8.3, pursuant to the resolution of formation, the Assistant Superintendent of Business Services or designee is the election official for the combined special tax and bond election of the Community Facility District Number 2024-2 of the Cone Joint Unified School District. Mr. Fromm, have you received the waivers from the landowners that are necessary to conduct the combined special tax and bond election within CFD number 2024-2 at this time?
We received the written waivers from the landowners within the proposed CFD permitting the election to be held at this time, and the waivers were duly approved and signed.
Does the election official concur in the request to hold the election in less than 125 days after the adoption of the resolution of formation for CFD number 2024-2?
Yes.
Agenda item number 8.3, conduct special tax and bond election and receive results for election for CFD number 2024-2. Has the election official received the ballot from the qualified voters within the CFD? And if so, please declare the results of the election.
Members of the board, the special election called for CFD number 2024-2 on the combined special tax and bond election has been conducted. The results of the election are as follows. I received 2 ballots with 98 votes in favor and 0 votes opposed.
Based on the votes on the ballots, Proposition 2024-2-A, 2024-2-B, and 2024-2-C have passed. The certification of election results will be attached to the resolution canvassing election results, which is presented for your consideration. Item 8.4. Adoption of resolution number 25-20 of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District, acting as the legislative body of the Community Facility District number 2024-2, canvassing the results of the elections held within the Community Facility District number 2024-2 of the Cone Joint Unified School District. The board will now take action on agenda item number 8.4, adoption of the resolution entitled Resolution of the Board of Education of the Cone Joint Unified School District, acting as the legislative body of Community Facility District number 2024-2, canvassing the results of the election held within the Community Facility District number 2024-2 of the Cone Joint Unified School District. Is there a motion for approval of the resolution? Okay, thank you, Joanne. And can I get a second, please? Okay, thank you, Bernice. So I have a motion by Board Member Joanne Thorin Ojeda and second Board Member Bernice Sandoval to approve the resolution. All those in favor indicate by stating aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone oppose? Anyone abstain? Okay, 7-0. Anybody want water? Had to. On a motion by Joanne Thorin Ojeda and Board Member Bernice Sandoval, and carried on a 7-0 vote, the board approved the resolution as presented. Okay, just about 40 more, so hang in there. Just kidding. Item 8.5. Conduct the first reading of ordinance entitled Ordinance of the Community Facility District Number 2024-2 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, authorizing the levy of special tax within the Community Facility District Number 2024-2. For agenda item number 8.5, first read the ordinance entitled Ordinance of the Community Facility District Number 2024-2 of the Cone Joint Unified School District, authorizing the levy of a special tax within the Community Facility District Number 2024-2. Do I have a motion to present the first reading of the ordinance by title only? Okay, thank you, Joanne.
I'll second it.
Okay, thank you, Dan. So on a motion by Joanne Thorin Ojeda and second by Board Member Dan Flores to read the reading of the ordinance by title only, all those in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? Okay. On a motion by Board Member Joanne Thorin Ojeda and second by Board Member Dan Flores, and carried on a 7-0 vote, the board voted to read the first reading of the ordinance by title only.
The title of the ordinance reads as follows. Ordinance of the Community Facilities District Number 2024-2 of the Colton Joint Unified School District, authorizing the levy of the special tax within Community Facilities District Number 2024-2.
Copies of the proposed ordinance are available at the district's business office for public inspection. Members of the public may also request a copy of the proposed ordinance by emailing facilities@cjusd.net. It is expected that the ordinance will be formally adopted during the October 3rd, 2024 meeting. The matters related to CFD number 2024-2 are completed for this evening. The board will no longer be acting as a legislative body of CFD number 2024-2 for the remaining items of the agenda. The board will now be acting as the Board of Education of the district. All right. Wow. Okay. Yeah, thank you. All right. And I did it without holding my breath. No. Okay, let's move right into our administrative reports. We do have items 9.1, which is approval of disbursements. Any questions, let me know. Items 9.2, approve change orders for the San Salvador Playground and Portable Project per Board Resolution 24-69. Item 9.3, approval change order for the Smith Elementary School Playground Replacement Project per Board Resolution 24-69. At this time, I'd like to invite Director Chang to do a presentation on facilities.
Board Board President Ibarra, Board Member Superintendent Miranda, and member of the audience. Just a forewarning from my colleague, my presentation about twice as long as the CFD presentation. Just kidding. All right. First up, want to mention the board. The first series of slides are, let me advance the slide. Oops. All right. So the first series of slides are update on the various playground structures that staff been diligently working on for a past from 6 months to even over a year. So the first one up is the San Salvador, the playground. Some of the things that are kind of common themes, improvements that you'll see throughout the various sites include new playground surface. Instead of the old wood mulch, we are converting that to a rubberized play surface. So hopefully that will reduce some of the maintenance efforts to continue to fill wood chips. And also we're providing new playground structures with more activities for the kids. And then lastly, we also, as you can see, providing a much larger shade covering for the kids. All right, second school is at Rogers Elementary School. You can see some aerial view. There's also a perspective view of the new play structures, and obviously very well received, so it's great to get great feedback, some positive feedback from the site and the students. You can see there's some comparisons, great drastic changes from the play structure before where there's lack of shade and also wood chip, and that's also, it's also a lot of kind of ongoing maintenance to make sure the wood chip are filled properly. All right. Next school site, Smith Elementary. Again, you can see introducing a lot of vibrant colors and more kind of sensory-based activities that can provide more interactive play for our students. So we're happy to complete that project recently as well. And then next one is the Lewis Elementary. You can see that's one of my favorite photos. Those are our clients, our customers. You can see a lot of thumbs up, positive reaction. And also at the bottom corner, you can see Superintendent Miranda also did some quality control, make sure the playground is safe, because we got his thumbs up. All right, just again, wanted to take this opportunity to thank Fontana Water Company for their contribution that allow us to make some substantial improvements to the turf at Lewis Elementary. Shows some before and after. You see quite a bit of drastic difference between what was before versus what it looks like now. All right, so the last two projects we have that we're trying to finish up are the playground structure at the lower grade level at Bernie Elementary. That project is still ongoing. We're hoping to finish within the next couple of weeks, and as well as Terrace View Elementary. Just a side note, one of the things it's it's a little more costly for the playground structure is something that DSA require, not just a play structure, but they also require some path to travel upgrades. At the bottom right example of Terrace View Elementary, some of the things as part of the approval for the play structure, they also require us to replace a lot of concrete ramps and stairways, not only in the front, but also in front of the kindergarten areas. But we're hoping to wrap those two projects up within the next few weeks. All right. And moving on, Grand Terrace Elementary parking addition. So we've commenced construction for the parking improvements in August, and we're scheduled to complete the parking addition in January of 2025. So it's much needed. I know those of you familiar with the area, it's definitely a much needed improvement, so we're happy to be able to deliver that project. All right, next up is the Colton High School Culinary Arts building. Currently, the project's progressing well. We're approximately about 55–60% complete in construction. We recently completed the roofing as well as the mechanical system on the roof, and the contract's working on exterior cladding. As you can see some of the photos showing plaster, as well as some metal cladding that are ongoing, trying to weather tight the building so we can conduct and continue some of the, commence some of the interior construction activities. Additional photos of the interior of the building. On the upper left-hand side shows the progress of the classroom area, and the right-hand side is the kitchen lab. You can see there's quite a bit of things above the ceiling, a lot of mechanical and plumbing infrastructure going in currently. Then the bottom photo shows some of the various other areas. They're warewashing, walk-in freezer, and also some additional kitchen labs showing some of the infrastructure that are continuing. All right, last slide for the Colton High School, the Culinary Arts Building. This is the existing multi-purpose room. You can see there's been some significantly transformation taking place. And on the left picture, you can see at the far end, those are the stadium seating that we have employed, and that allows really just another opportunity for the students to learn and delivery of the curriculum and really kind of transform. I think that's really a nice feature to have. And all right, and as well as some of the open spaces, that will also allow to students to practice their serving skills. All right. Next up, happy to report, board, that we just received DSA approval for the TK classroom and the parking addition at Grimes Elementary School. So we're working on the bid documents. We're hoping to commence in September, early October. Again, just to remind the board that this is a project could not happen without the contribution from the state. Staff was fortunate enough to receive $4 million of matching funds, again, leveraging our local resources to allow this project to happen. And bottom right hand blow up of the scope of work. We're providing 5 new modular classroom buildings on concrete foundation with new playground structures, and as well as some play areas adjacent and below the existing solar shade structure. All right. Also happy to report to the board that we received approval for the Joe Baca middle school field improvement. That project's mainly funded by the ARPA funding, which is a federal funding administered by the San Bernardino County. We also received DSA approval last week, and we're working on the bid documents and schedule to hopefully commence, well, at least the bidding, we're hoping to commence in September and October. And you can see some of the photos, renderings by the architect. Main scope includes the addition of field lighting, also a walking track around the existing field. We also are going to provide a mini soccer field, combination of mini soccer field and basketball court. It's kind of a relatively new, interesting concept. It's going to be the first one in the Inland Empire area, so we're excited to be able to bring that to the students at Joe Baca as well. All right, next project. Again, we're also happy to report, board, that we just got approval from the Bloomington High School, the field improvement project for both the varsity baseball, softball field lighting, as well as the infield turf for the varsity baseball field. Also, the baseball field foul ball netting, which is thanks to the generosity of Supervisor Joe Baca Jr. That project is actually under construction. We're scheduled to finish in about December or early January 2025. As far as the baseball field improvement, we just got DSA approval, as I previously mentioned. So staff is working with the site and the coaches to work on the construction schedule, but we do plan on commencing construction within the next few weeks. All right, next project, Terrace Hill Middle School. So we have the first phase of interim housing that was completed recently, and now our staff is preparing the bidding document for the second phase, which is there's actually quite a comprehensive work. We're doing an administration addition, doing classroom conversion of the existing administration building. Part of the scope also includes the additional classroom and toilet building, as well as a complete campus upgrade. And we're also working with ELOPE and the Think Together to provide a new classroom building for that Think Together program as well. All right, just a couple more slides. Want to give the board an update on some of their energy and sustainability efforts. First one is the energy charging for district staff. So kudos to our energy manager, Jay Kim. He was able to secure a $40,000 grant at 4 sites for a total of $160,000 to install EV charging stations. Currently, our district is served by both Colton Utility and SCE. So only SCE has this type of program. So that's why you see all those 4 sites are really limited to SCE, because Colton, they currently don't have any type of incentive program like SCE does. All right, next one is also the CNG, compressed natural gas, a bus cleaner energy credit. Again, kudos to Jay, Mr. Kim. He was able to secure about $85,000 in revenues annually. We can actually, based on the amount of fuel, compressed natural gas fuel that we purchase annually, we can actually sell those to get credits, which we can monetize those, which can in turn can be utilized for some additional clean energy projects. So we're happy to report for some additional revenues that we'll be receiving. Last slide, tankless water heater. We were able to capitalize on the free Southern California Edison program that allows us to convert the traditional water heater with tankless water heater. So we have completed the 6 units installed at 2 schools, and that total about $30,000 in value of grant funding. And then we're continuing to look at additional sites and to do some additional conversion as well. Second item is the solar renewable energy credit. Again, we're trying to maximize our funding, and we're able to capitalize some of the renewable energy and generate some credit as well, which we're receiving $50,000 annually on the solar renewable energy credit. And lastly, sewer refund. So one of the tasks that Jay's been doing is looking at some of the past billing. So he was able to identify some overcharges with some of the sewer fees. We're able to capture about $8,000 saving recent on the overbilling for sewer charges. So that concludes my.
That's for sure. Thank you, Owen. I just want to start off by thanking you and your staff. Look at all what we're doing throughout the district. I mean, I don't think there's anybody who could honestly say that we're not a progressive, moving forward, trying to provide all the services throughout the district to our students, our staff, and everything that we're working on is just incredible. And this is just you going through this one at a time. I'm sure there's so much more to this. So I just take my hats off to you and your staff, and to have the insight, the foresight to get matching funds for some projects, and for us to continue to be looking to improve every site. We would love to get to every site eventually. And what we're doing is just incredible. So I just want to say thank you for that, and to your staff. I like, one of the things that I always wanted to see was the work at Grand Terrace Elementary School with the turnaround, and because of the traffic problem that's there, and I'm glad that we'll be able to, help that issue shortly. So that's going great. The culinary project at Cone High School. I mean, we can't say enough of what CTE, those type of educational opportunities mean to our students, for them now and for the future. There's going to be nobody that could come out of there and say that they don't know how to boil water. That's for sure. But just now, all kidding aside, I just want to say that, the work that you're doing and your staff is just incredible. And I could say a whole lot more, but I'm going to leave that for my colleagues. So I'll start off with Pat. Anything you have to say? Okay, Israel. Okay, Dan? Okay.
Just two quick questions. Number one, the turf replacement project at Lewis, I know that was done in part because of the grant we received from the Fontana Water Company, but I think it certainly demonstrates in a lot of cases where it's just getting really difficult to maintain grass between the cost of water and just the maintenance. Are we looking at potentially doing that proactively on our own at other sites throughout the district where it might be able to save us some time and money in the long run?
Yes, we're certainly looking at some opportunity either through our. Yes, we're definitely doing that. And there's actually new drought tolerant regulation that's set in place where I believe it starts in next year where I don't think they're going to really crack down. They're going to give the school district a little time to make transition, but all what they call non-functional grass has to be converted to drought tolerant planting. So that's coming down the pike. So that's okay from the long-term planning standpoint.
So that would be anything, let's say, for example, what's out in front of the school, right? Not necessarily used for active play. It's sort of aesthetic, and that would be the kinds of areas we're looking at.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. And then just out of curiosity, what agency were we working with on the sewer issue?
It's actually City Rialto. They actually service
Bloomington, yeah.
Right, Bloomington
We had an
area.
issue a few years back with respect to that. So good, all right, great job. Thanks.
Thank you, Dan.
Yes, I was at Lewis, and I saw firsthand the playground. It was very nice. And I love the shade structures. Crestmore was done last year, I believe. And you gave me, I have a list of the others. Which are next? Do you have a list of, we're getting most of them, but do we have like a priority list, or who would be next in line to get?
Maintenance operations to identify the next series of playgrounds that are due for replacement. Typically, they do annual report to do assessment to see the condition. So we basically like to tackle the kind of the ones that are oldest and that are in most need of replacement. So it's a collaboration effort between facilities and maintenance operations. McKinley, I don't believe, so I don't believe that's on our current list yet.
Okay, thank you. This is wonderful. And like Mr. Ibarra says, we're really moving along, and I appreciate all your work. Thank you.
And Joanne?
Oh, and your work is amazing. I look at all the projects you're doing, and can I think, how does you keep all of them straight? I know you have a wonderful staff, but we are so blessed to have someone with your knowledge leading our district in making these things happen. As a former principal of a school that had the wood chips forever and the wind in Fontana, I thought I would die gone to heaven when I went to a brand new school and we had the rubber, whatever you call it. But it was black and it was really hot and it was kind of ugly, but at least it was, you fall down, you don't get hurt and get wood chips in your eyes. But when I looked at this today and saw the colors and all the things that just making that so much more inviting to boys and girls. And so many of our kids don't have really nice, things that to at home, and to come to a school that looks like our schools are looking and you can have such pride and learn how to take care of nice things and just really have a lot more fun playing because it's a fun place to be. Hopefully it's not as hot as the black used to be when the kids would go play on it, but I just am really grateful that we are being able to provide that for our kids. The other day, I haven't gotten around very much lately, but the other day we drove by the culinary building and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see it. It's going to be a spectacular place. And I looked at as I looked at the drawings, that made me think back to when Bloomington was going to their multipurpose room and how wonderful that looked when it got done. So I'm really excited for that and the program that we can provide for our students there. One other comment is about the Bloomington High School fields. I mean, my granddaughter played softball years ago, and the girls' softball area was muddy and dirt and holes, and how wonderful that we were able to do that now, and the boys also with the baseball. So thank you for all that you've done for our district. I know it's your job, but man, you've done it. This principal says excellent, because you really have done a lot to make our district a wonderful place for children and staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. And one more question I have is, I know that we're doing quite a bit. We're doing a lot throughout the whole district, and we're spreading the wealth, so to speak. You know, and anytime we're doing a lot of positive things, I always like to, I'm not going to use the word show off, but I want to say show off. Is there a way that we can get everything we're doing to show our communities this is what we're doing, whether it's on our website, look at all the projects that we're working on, look at where the improvements are, and so forth. I think it would be a nice touch of, you know, something that could be entitled, "Look What's Happening at Cone Joint Unified School District," because I think people would be really, really impressed by all the work that, you know, that we're doing here at the district. And it's impressive when you think about it. And so, you know, something that, you know, maybe you guys could come up with something like that, or maybe we'll have Eric do something to put it in, you know, and so that, you know, people know, look at all the wonderful things, not only the, you know, the achievements and the awards and all the, everything that we do, but also what are we building? I mean, it's, like I said, it's impressive. Yes, Joanne?
I think now would be a perfect time to do something like that, to let people know in the community how we spend money we get in. But without money, we don't have that. So it might be a really wonderful way for them to realize how much we really have done in our district right now, especially.
Okay. Thank you, Owen. Thank you very much. Okay, let's move right along. ACE update. Hello, hello.
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. Happy Dot Day. As I stand here, it's hard to believe we're beginning to wrap up the first quarter of the school year. It's amazing how quickly time flies. I would also like to thank all of you for supporting our students and families as we recently navigated school closures, mostly due to poor air quality and the health risks for our students, their families, and all of our staff. I continue to pray for all of those that are experiencing losses during this period. Even though this closure threw a wrench in the plans for our first negotiating meeting, we found a way to begin our conversations and share our intended paths with each other. I'm excited to sit down with both of our teams on October 9th. Additionally, ACE appreciates your support as we plan collaboratively with CSEA and MAC for our first tri-organization member engagement barbecue. As CSEA mentioned at the last meeting, we cordially extend our invitation for all of you to attend this fall barbecue bash on October 5th. But come prepared with your cornhole skills. We're training, so just letting you know. Lastly, I would like to officially announce our endorsement of our 3 incumbent board members in their re-election bids in November: Pat Haro, Frankie Barra, and Bertha Flores. Additionally, we have also officially endorsed Bond Measure BB, and our PAC team is working hard to facilitate the work to ensure that each of these board members are reseated and that our bond measure successfully passes. I work in our schools and know how desperately many of our older structures need improvement. I began with wishing you all happy Dot Day. Dot Day fell on a weekend this year, so teachers were encouraged to celebrate either the week before or the week after. My class celebrated today. I intended to have the book, and I left it at my home hospital students' classroom, house as I met with her this afternoon just before coming. But if you haven't read this small story, it celebrates an individual's first steps in conquering fears, making that first mark, moving forward, gaining confidence, and finally creatively thriving. If you haven't read this powerful book by Pete Reynolds, please check it out. I am looking forward to taking these first steps with the district in many of our new endeavors. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you very much. CSCA. Mac. Welcome.
Good evening, Board President Ibarra, board members, Superintendent Dr. Miranda, and members of the audience. As we celebrate Hispanic heritage, we honor the rich cultural contributions and achievements of Hispanic and Latino communities that have shaped our society. Their vibrant traditions, history, and values continue to inspire and enrich our schools and communities. By recognizing Hispanic heritage, we reaffirm our commitment to fostering diversity, inclusion, and understanding within our educational system. MAC would also like to remind our fellow administrators and AXA members to please take some time to nominate your fellow administrators within CJUSD that exemplify the qualities and attributes of an exceptional administrator. We know that we have many among us. In addition, we would like to invite everyone to mark their calendars for the next 2 upcoming events, one of which is our November Top Golf activity. So we hope that you guys get your swings ready. For November 6th from 5 to 7 p.m. You can RSVP by October 25th using the Google form link there or scanning the QR code. Either of those work. MAC, in conjunction with ACE and CSCA, will be hosting the Fall Barbecue Bash, and we would like to formally invite the board and executive cabinet to attend this wonderful family event. We encourage our management team members to bring their families and spend the time connecting with our CJUSD family. Also, just a reminder that AXA will be hosting the 2024 Leadership Summit on November 14th through 16th. In San Diego, and so we hope that some of our leadership members will take advantage of this as well. And now I will be turning the time over to Mr. John Abbott for a legislative update.
Thank you, Ms. Roman. It's extremely exciting legislative updates. As you can see here, Prop 2, the school facility bond, is providing $10 billion towards upgrading, repairing, and constructing schools and community colleges. One of the essential upgrades and features of the bond, funding for safe water for our students, staff, community, repairs and installation of HVAC units, libraries, kitchens, and of course, career technical spaces. If you're voting yes on Prop 2, then you are investing in the future of our students. There's more information there at the bottom of the slide for you should you need it. And next, I'd like to bring Ms. Adriana Frejo.
Thank you, John. Equity update. So this summer, I was able to attend the AXA Region 12 and 19 Leadership Conference. And as far as the equity portion, Dr. Sharina Betters gave a presentation of labeled The Change Up. Basically, it was culture, community, and change, and she was telling us as administrators and leaders to make sure that we always look at our personal bias and always consider our students first. We then went into our equity workshop, and that was led by Ms. Tiffany Hampton, and she shared that we need to always make sure that we remember that there's no one-size-fits-all. We need to make sure that we're meeting all of our students' needs and how they need it. And she also said we need to be aware of our staff also. I also wanted to share that AXA now has networking groups. I'm personally involved with the LGBTQ network, but there's also the Arab American Network, the Pacific Islander Network, the Visible and Invisible Disability Network, and on the site there's also the upcoming conferences that pertain to them. And on the site also, there's also the rolling agendas for each network, and there's discussion boards, and there's also resource banks for each network. I also wanted to share, as far as CJUSD Equity Task Force, those are the upcoming meeting dates and times. And currently, right now, we reached out to our staff, classified and certificated, to get more signups due to, everyone retiring and so forth. So we want to make sure that we send that invitation out to everybody again. The APAC meeting was postponed due to the fires, but our next meeting is at the beginning of October. And then next week we have continuing the LGBTQIA allyship plan meeting. I also wanted to share too that I was appointed recently as the Region 12 representative for Ed Options for the State AXA Council. And I wanted to share that Region 12, we pat ourselves on the backs. We're kind of like ahead of the game. We had a meeting the other day, and what's happening is all of the other regions are reaching out to get the other continuations in their regions to create a network to get together to make sure that they're getting the message coming down from the state. Our Region 12, we've already started this process, and we've been meeting since last year talking about how do we use our funding, our equity multiplier funding, at our dashboard, basically best practices sharing what other continuations and other alternative school sites are doing. That's the equity update.
All right, thank you everybody for taking the time to listen to us this afternoon or evening. We'd like to also remind everyone that now is the time to join MAC. Our MAC dues are $60 this school year. We are having our MAC membership drive until October 4th. We are closing our membership drive on October 4th in order to order everyone's shirts and things like that. So we encourage you to go ahead and join before those due dates, please. And then also as a reminder, we want to encourage our members to please join AXA as well. There are many great benefits to AXA. We've shared that in the past, and we hope that you take advantage of that opportunity. Have a wonderful rest of the night, board, and everybody else.
Thank you very much. Okay. Wonderful reports. Next on the items is 9.8, which is the ROP update. And we did have a ROP meeting, and I will refer to our ROP president, Pat Haro.
Well, it was a very quick meeting because we did have to approve the budget, so we met because it was a quick meeting because of the fires, and we wanted to get our staff back home. So a lot of things were postponed. But there were two very important things that I just want to bring up. We did our superintendent's first evaluation, and it was a glowing evaluation. We're very, very pleased with how things are going with ROP, and we want to thank Dr. Engel for being here this evening. And the other thing I want to bring up, because we're really, really excited, is that CRIROP is a finalist for a Golden Bell Award in San Diego this year, and it is for our counselor roadshows. And if you're unfamiliar with what those are, is we do them for each of the 3 high schools, and we have all of the counselors come and see what CRIROP is all about. And I know I've gone every year, and I've really, it's a perfect year for this because I noticed it, a lot of the middle school counselors weren't coming, so they didn't know what we were offering. And last year, I know at Bloomington and the other schools, they were all there, and they were all amazed that we had these offerings. And so it went really well. So I'm really proud of the fact that that we were a finalist for this award, and I look forward to the event at the CSBA conference. And so those are the 2 things I wanted to bring up, 2 really great things.
Definitely. Thank you, Pat. Israel.
We didn't have a board foundation meeting due to also because of the fires, so we will be meeting soon here. So, but just a reminder, we will have it at Valley College again, and I'll be bringing more information about this coming soon. But if you'd like to donate, look up the CRIROP page. Feel free to donate. Thank you.
Thank you, Israel. And just one more comment from me. you know, I think and I know that over the years that I've been involved with Cone Joint Unified School District as well as CRIROP, Cone Reynolds UCAP ROP, the association between the two entities have been exciting and great. I know that because I've seen the results. I've seen what many of our students have been able to accomplish, what they've been able to experience. And one of the things that I feel that's important for students as they grow throughout our district is that they get opportunities, not only academically, but also opportunities that will help provide them an insight to careers. And we don't have a better partner, and I don't think there's a better partner in the state of California than Cone Redlands UCAPA ROP. So we're just very fortunate, and I feel that you know, we have our superintendent, Dr. Engel, sitting here today, and on behalf of the Cone Joint Unified School District, I'd like to give him a round of applause for the work that they do on behalf of our students. Please. It's invaluable, and like I said, not only myself, but many of us have seen the results. And one of the nice things is a lot of them do come back, like Mateo. He was an ROP student, an ambassador, in fact, yes. So thank you very much to you and all your staff. Okay, with that, our superintendent.
Thank you, Board President. Well, first slide, Ms. Freco stole my thunder here, talking about the equity task force. We didn't coordinate effectively, but that's okay because I'm going to piggyback off what she said. And we already know that we have an amazing equity coordinator, Dr. Nairi Clark, and she's currently recruiting members for the district's equity task force. This initiative is designed to promote and support the implementation of equitable practices district-wide with a focus on our district's 5 pillars of equity. So the first meeting is going to be held virtually. Will be held virtually on Monday, September 30th at 4 p.m. So if you're passionate about creating positive, inclusive change, we encourage you to join and share your voice. Information to sign up was sent out earlier this week. Everyone's perspective is valuable, and together we will build capacity and empathy, compassion, and knowledge. So if you have any questions, please reach out to the amazing Dr. Clark for more details. Next slide, please. After-school fuel meals. So we are super excited to announce the launch of the after-school fuel meal program at Grand Terrace High School. So thanks to our incredible nutrition service team, we're now providing nutrition meals to students participating in after-school enrichment activities, ensuring they are well-fueled for success in both academics and athletics. So this program has already been successful, and it is a success at the elementary and middle school levels. In partnership with our Think Together program, we are really thrilled to expand it to our high schools. In the month of August alone, get this, nutrition services provided 1,644 meals at Grand Terrace High School, averaging 75 meals per day. So the program will continue to expand across all of our high schools. Again, it's going to expand across all of our high schools, providing even more students with access to healthy meals, further promoting student wellness and academic achievement. A heartfelt thank you to Director Casey Robertson and her amazing nutrition supervisors for all the nutrition, and of course the nutrition service staff for their dedication. And you know, we already know that they are true heroes, and I will just give another shout out to them. I recognize them for the grab-and-go meals during the fires. I asked them at a meeting, I said, can you guys do this? And the response was, absolutely, we'll make it happen. And so, again, what they did for our community, serving thousands of meals over a couple for the Wednesday and Thursday, and then also meals for Friday for our community is just incredible. And you saw what they did out there. So thank you again to our true heroes, and they responded quickly. And thank you, Director Robertson, for your leadership on that, because I just heard you're going to make it happen, and I said, let's go, whatever it takes. All right. So one more for me tonight is family game night. I mean, hello, who does not like family game night, right? You don't want to play me not Jeopardy, or Monopoly. I can't lose at that. Anyways, I wanted to talk about Educational Services Division, the elementary TK through 6 department is excited to host a special family game night for parents and students in the Gifted and Talented Education Program, known as GATE. So join us on September 24th at Colton High School's multi-purpose room for an evening filled with fun activities and informative sessions. Families will have the opportunity to learn more about the district's GATE program and its implementation at the school level, while enjoying a night of connection and celebration. So this event aims to strengthen the home-to-school partnership and showcase the achievements and potential of our GATE students. Again, a special thanks to our Ed Services and Dr. Hyder for organizing the exciting event for our families, and we're looking forward to it. So a lot of fun stuff going on across the district. And we are, again, very excited to have our kids back this week and families back in the classroom. So with that, that is my communique this evening.
Thank you very much, Dr. Miranda. And as we go into our board member comments, one of the things that I just want to say is I just want to thank the district. I want to thank all the employees during the fires that were going on for their hard work, their understanding, and their volunteerism at Joe Baca as well. I mean, we gave over, fed over 500 families, and it was going really fast. If I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me. Also, Papa John's gave us some pizzas.
That's right.
And the whole staff, it was incredible. I saw the cafeteria staff there at Joe Baca hopping. They were moving. They were bringing out food, and the cars were coming, and it was just so impressive. And I just want to say thank you on my behalf to each and every one that participated and volunteered during that time. And there was a lot, believe me, a lot of happy families that had the opportunity to get a good meal during that time. So thank you to everybody who participated. With this, I'll start off with board member Joanne Thorin Ojeda.
Thank you, Mr. Ibarra.
Welcome.
My comments tonight are both about the time we had to take off for the fires. I thank Dr. Miranda and Cabinet for the diligence they put into making decisions. When you make a decision like this, there's a lot of, some are happy and some are not. But they went through AQMD, they went through other districts. They really looked at how it will impact all of our kids, not just a few of our kids. So I thank you for the way it was handled. I think it was very professionally done. I was extremely happy when I heard about the meals for kids, because I know that there are many of our children who there's food insufficiency in their homes. And so to be that compassionate and make sure that we provide that through the wonderful employees we have in our Nutrition Services Department, that made me really feel good about being part of Colton. And a special thank you as the principal, and probably from a lot of moms and dads out there who had kids who couldn't play outside and were at home, Tina and your department for sending homework ideas at home. I know I spoke to my family member, and during this time, and we had a little girl on a computer, and she was totally having a good time with her homework. So I'm sure that was a case of many families, and moms are probably very happy that they had something to do, because it's hard for little ones when they can't go out and play. So thank you. I'm very proud of sorry, I didn't say that. Colton Joint Unified School District for how we handled that. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Bernice? Okay, thank you. Bertha?
Yes. I had the opportunity to visit some classrooms along with Dr. Peterson. We went to several schools, and we're going to go again tomorrow. We got a glimpse of what happens in our classrooms, and I just want to share that with you tonight. We went to Lewis, Sycamore, and Colton Middle School. What we saw is in the primary grades, we saw evidence of the letters training. Actually, the teacher we walked in, he was doing a training, and the kids were very involved, and they had like little, I don't know, squares, and then they got the sounds and were putting them together. So that was, it was a really good lesson. I was very impressed with this teacher. I also, I walk in classrooms and I look for classroom libraries because we are teaching our kids the sounds and, blending and all that, but we also need to teach the love of reading and give them rich books, rich cultural books, so that they can gravitate to getting those books in their hands. I also saw, we also got a glimpse of intermediate classrooms. I saw something that's called RACE, R-A-C-E, which means the students are to, they're given a question. They gave, for example, I'll just give you an example. The teacher said, why is the Grand Canyon an attractive place to tourists? That was the question that she posed. And the students are to use the RACE model to proceed. So they said, first of all, the R is they need to restate the question. So the question was, why is the Grand Canyon an attractive place for tourists? Then the kids have to say the Grand Canyon is an attractive place to tourists because, and then they do, the next one is they cite evidence, so they do research, they cite evidence of why, tourists like to come here, and then they have to give examples. It's a whole process, and I thought that was really, really powerful. We also walked in and saw our enrichment teachers in one of the classrooms. It was a STEAM classroom. And again, we saw kids very involved and engaged. And we saw a teacher, rolling a ball, several balls across the room, and the kids were using their academic language. They were using words such as gravity, orbit, mass, weight, free fall, velocity. And that's what the kids need to hear. And that's what they need to say. They need to use that language. We also saw GLAD strategies. Again, academic language is, this strategy is perfect for that. And, we also visited Colton Middle School, and we also saw some collaboration lessons. Very powerful lessons also. And I picked up on something, it's called, building thinking classrooms. And I'm very intrigued with what I saw and the implementation of these. And the question I posed to the administrators and to the teachers is how are our students collaborating? How do you increase that collaboration and decrease the students relying just on the teacher? Because what's happened a lot of times is the teachers are talking, the kids are listening. That's why teachers go home exhausted every day. We have to start bringing the kids into conversations and building a structure so that they are able to participate. And let's send the kids home tired every day after, after a school day. So how do we do that? How do we increase collaboration? And I think that's a question we need to keep in the front burner. We want our students to talk. And again, going back to this building thinking classrooms, it's really, I'm going to be doing more research on this because they talk, in this strategy, they talk about random grouping. They also talk about using whiteboard easels, and they also talk about vertical surfaces. So what we saw in Cone Middle School, we saw the grouping, we saw the whiteboard, and we saw the vertical. And I thought, well, why should it be vertical? Well, vertical makes work visible to all the students, and it increases the amount of time that students are spent thinking. So as we go to other schools, I'm definitely going to look for two things that really, really impress me, and I know are game changers for our students. And that's how do we increase collaboration? How do we increase our academic language? And when I talk about academic language, kindergartners need academic language all the way through seniors in high school. So, we need to start getting kids to think more and talk more and collaborate. So that's my piece. I'm looking forward to visiting more classrooms tomorrow morning, early in the morning. So thank you.
Thank you, Bertha. Pat.
I just have two things. I also wanted to thank our Nutrition Services Department for jumping into action when they were asked to. I'm going to give out some statistics that Joanne sent to us, that on the first day, there were 628 students, 260 families. Breakfast meals, 1,256, and lunch meals, 1,256 meals, which included a whole watermelon, because she contacted Old Grove Orchard, I believe it is, and delivered watermelons for the families. On day 2 was 1,087 students were served. 500 families served breakfast meals, 2,174, and lunch meals, and that was for Thursday and Friday. And again, I want to thank the staff, all of our staff, because I know a lot of our principals were still working, and they came out and helped to give out food. It was a joint effort, and also Casey contacted a Papa John's that was basically closed because of the fires, and they had cheese and all these different things for pizza, and they weren't able to sell anything because everybody had been evacuated. So rather than that food go to waste, they made pizzas, and every family took home a whole pizza from Papa John's. So just the things that we did during that week off, it was amazing, really was. And I know I've heard from a lot of parents who were very grateful that we were able to do that. And as a board member, and all of us, I know, we're very proud of that this happened, because no other district around here did meals for during that time, just Colton. So it's something to really be proud of, that that we took care of our parents, even though we were, and our families, even though we were not in class. I want to read, my other thing I just want to read is, I've been reading a book on leadership, and I just want to read these comments because they were really, to me, it was really profound. Because we sit up here as leaders, and our assistant superintendents as leaders, we're all, and our principals, we're all leaders to an extent, but in different ways. The measure of leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. True leadership cannot be awarded, appointed, or assigned. It comes only from influence, and that cannot be mandated. It must be earned. The proof of leadership is found in the followers. So why do some people emerge as leaders, while others can't influence no matter how hard they try? I believe that several factors come into play. 1, character, who they are. 2, relationships, who they know. 3, knowledge, what they know. Intuition, what they feel. 5, experience, where they've been. Past success, what they've done. And 7, ability, what they can do. I love the leadership proverb that says, "He who thinks he leads but has no followers is only taking a walk." If you can't influence people, then they will not follow you. And people won't follow. You are not. If people won't follow, you are not a leader. So the question is to each of you, are people following you? Or are you only taking a walk? Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Israel.
Thank you, Board President. I too wanted to say thank you to our nutrition staff. I was there for the last day. I actually walked from my house to Joe Baca because my truck has broken down. So as I'm walking, it's about a mile away. And so I walked over, and as I'm walking over, my neighbor kind of caught me towards the middle there and said, "Hey, you need a ride." It was hot. So I kind of got a ride from my neighbor. But I just want to thank each and every one of those present that day for doing what you were doing. I can see the smiles on the kids, the families. There was one van that had 9 kids in it, and for every kid, there was a pizza. So that family got 9 pizzas. So it was great. The kids, when they saw the pizzas, they were going crazy because I got an opportunity to help out with the pizza area there. And when they saw those pizzas, and one of the kids was like, "Wow, it's warm." So you could see them opening them up, and they're all eating in the car as they're going through the line. So it was amazing to see that. I just want to thank each and every one of you. I know there was ash. It was hot. There was all this stuff in the air. But you know something? That's what we do here at CJUSD. We care about our students. We put our students first, and that's what we do. You know, I didn't want to miss it. You know, I like to be all over the place. So I said, I'm going to walk over there. My daughter's like, "Dad, you're going to walk over there?" I go, "Yes, I am," because that's who I am. So I had a lot of fun being there. I did get a ride from some of the staff there, and they gave me a ride home, and I appreciate that. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much to each and every one of you, the Executive Cabinet, Dr. Miranda, Nutrition Services, teachers that were there, the superintendents, staff from district office. Thank you very much for doing that. Also had an opportunity to head out to back to school night at Slover, where you cannot spell love without love. Excuse me, I gotta say that the right way. And there was a lot of love that day. So I want to thank Supervisor Joe Baca for being out there. He did give our winners, soccer team out there, boys soccer team, they did win. They did become, I guess they were champions, right? Undefeated twice, right? So Supervisor Baca gave them each a certificate and gave the coach a certificate. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to the team. And it was a great night because, you know, they had tacos. You know, there was tacos and tacos and tacos. So she's choking over here. No, I'm kidding. It was a great night because you got to see the parents' involvement. There was a parent that actually asked the question and said, how do I get information when my daughter's getting an award and all that? That's a lot. That means a lot when a parent just really wants to be engaged in a child's education. and knowing, hey, when my daughter gets an award, please let me know so that I'm there. And so it was exciting to see that. It was exciting to see the teachers there. They had music, they had tacos, and it was just an awesome evening. So thank you very much, Principal Frejo, for having us out there that evening. It was an awesome, awesome night. So because of the school closures, I wasn't able to go visit any other schools, but sooner or later, now that I have a vehicle that I was able to borrow, I'm going to be out there and checking out the schools. So I'll be out there tomorrow with you guys to see the site visits. So thank you again. Have a great evening. Have a great weekend. Stay safe.
Thank you, Israel. Dan? No comment. Okay. Wow. Okay, before it becomes 8 o'clock, and I can let you guys head for home and dinner, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for being here and witnessing our CFD presentation. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Gregory Fromm for co-acting and Israel Fuentes for being another co-actor with me. And my audience, I thank you. So with that, yes, you may.
I just want to thank, on social media, all of the, excuse me, all of the staff members. Today is our 40th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
and
okay.
a lot of you said happy anniversary, so I just want to say thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations for that. 40 years is a long time. I don't mind saying that, but it's true. Yeah. No, I don't mean oops. That's a long time. But congratulations. That's great. That's wonderful. You don't see that too often. With that, the board will now adjourn into closed session to discuss items listed on the closed session agenda. Good night to everybody. Okay. It's now 9:20, and Board of Education is back from closed session. Let's take a look at item 13.1, student discipline. There was one student discipline item presented in closed session. Is there a motion to uphold the expulsion order as presented?
I'll move.
Thank you.
Second.
All right, so I have a motion by Israel Fuentes, second by Joanne Thorin Ojeda, to uphold the expulsion order as presented. All those in favor indicate by stating aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstain? 6-0. The motion carries with, let me read it fully. On a motion by Board Member Israel Fuentes and second by Board Member Joanne Thorin Ojeda and carried on a 6-0 vote, the board upheld the expulsion order of one student discipline item as presented, number 1056169. And make note that Bernice Sandoval is absent. Item 13.2, this is personnel, public employee appointment, discipline, dismissal. On a motion by Board Member Joanne Thorin Ojeda and second by Board Member Pat Harrow and carried on a 6-0 vote with Bernice Sandoval absent, the board approved the following. Certificate regular staff 8, teachers 8, classified coaching 7, Frosh sophomore football boys, head junior varsity basketball boys, head varsity competition cheer co-ed 3, track assistant coach co-ed, wrestling assistant coach co-ed, volunteer coaches 2, band co-ed football boys, and volunteer general 15. And item 13.3, personnel public employee performance evaluation title superintendent. In closed session on a motion by Board Member Joanne Thorin Ojeda and second by Board Member Israel Fuentes and carried on a 6-0 vote with Bernice Sandoval absent, the board approved the superintendent's 2024 evaluation as presented. And if there's no other questions, it is now 9:23. We are hereby adjourned.